Gonna give a final review here on my hockey pads. It's the first set of ice hockey pads I ever had. I'm gonna go over each piece, the leg pads, the glove and blocker. Gonna do a review on them here and give my final opinion on them. So you can see they have a lot of wear on them, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. But first, we're gonna start with the glove. Yeah, so first here we got the glove. It's the CCM 400 Extreme Flex. You can see the cuff there. Now that tore, I'd say probably, that started to rip probably about only maybe 2 months into having it. So that's been kind of gone the whole time. I seen a bunch of return ones out of the goalie shop of this exact same model, and they're all tore at that cuff. So that must have been some kind of manufacturer defect. And seen online too, all bad reviews of it. Now overall, I mean, it's a good solid glove. I felt like for being my first one, I did like it, but I still feel even having it 3 years that it's never really been fully broken in, and you just don't get that. It's still very stiff to close, and I did a lot of, I mean, obviously a lot of planets beat. Back of it held up good. All the web, the netting there, it really didn't fall apart anywhere else other than right on this cuff. So that was pretty disappointing being my first goalie glove, but you know, overall I'd probably give this glove maybe only like a 6 out of 10. Can't really go higher than that, especially with not knowing, well, not ever having another glove, so I really can't compare it to anything, but just the fact that it never really felt like it was broken in, and that there was always kind of a little disappointing for me, but it's still a really good style glove. I thought it was a good looking glove. Just tore along the cuff there, which never really affected the play, but I think when you invest some money into, you know, your equipment, you don't really want to see it deteriorate that quick. And that's the overall review on the glove. So I did like it, but I definitely think there's a lot better gloves out there. Okay, next we're gonna go to the blocker here. It's I had the matching set for the glove and blocker. It's a CCM 400 Extreme Flex. You can see just the same as the glove, took a lot of pucks, a lot of abuse. Just like the glove, like the inside held up good. So on the blocker, the face of it took a lot of shots, but it did hold up. You just got a lot of marks along the seams there. The stitching never really tore or anything like that. That there, you got a small crack, but I know with the blocker, a lot of that point of the blocker gets put down to the ice a lot. So that does happen. That's probably where that's coming from. Take it here and let's take a look at the blocker, the inside of it. And inside there you had the palm of the glove. Now that there's starting to deteriorate, and I think on something like this, probably the inside's going to be the first thing to go. Now the glove did hold up pretty good. You can see it's still all connected there. The guard over your thumb and over your fingers, they all did stay attached very well. Just got a few holes, and that's, you know, gripping a lot with your goalie stick. But other than that, all the leather and everything held up really good on this. Like I love this blocker. Could still probably keep using it, but since I am updating my gear, you know, like I said, it's about time I do that now. Playing 3 solid years on it, and yeah, so I think overall this blocker was a really good blocker. Fit good. It's not really too heavy. It held up. I never really got any stingers or anything like that, and the blockers do have some good padding to start with. So this blocker, I mean, like I said, don't have anything to compare it to with the other ones because you know, it's my only set I've ever had, but I'd have to give that blocker probably, you don't want to go 10 out of 10 because there's nowhere to go after that, but I'd give the blocker an 8. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. So the glove and blocker combo together, I'd probably give that like a 7.5. And that's pretty good because at the time I bought these, I think they were both, I think it was about 300 and something for the set. Can't quite remember, but I think could be wrong about that. I'd have to go back and look. Unless it was 300 for one. I just don't remember. I thought it was 300 for the set. So that's the glove and blocker. And Yeah, they were through a lot of games, a lot of opens, and I got my money's worth out of them, that's for sure. And next we're gonna go into the leg pads, and they're see the face of them's really marked up pretty well, and that's a lot of saves with these here, and I love these things. These are Bauer 1.7s. That they were obviously not like the highest grade, but still made very well for the amount of use I got out of these things. Unbelievable for the price. I think I paid about $440 for these pads, and that was when they were brand new. So let's take a look at them. There you got the inside on the pads there, the knee cradle on the outside. Took a lot of pucks to the inside of it, but probably, you know, on the face or the outside of the pad, this is probably the only wear is down towards the bottom, and that's because you can take a better look now. Usually that part there will wear, and when you're down in the butterfly, that face of the pad's down, so the pad's usually kicking out, and that's rubbing across the ice. But these pads here are really good. They had the flex in there. I kind of got them set the way I wanted them. Never touched them again. It's a good pad overall for the butterfly. I felt like I got pretty good coverage in them. Early on I was a little concerned, but I was wearing big bulky knee pads that were kind of like, I don't know, just widening basically the 5 holes. Kind of, it didn't work out for me with the knee pads, so I don't wear any kind of knee pads underneath. The buckles held up pretty good. I did have, towards the end here, I actually broke this in here. Took a shot there with a puck, so I was taping that there, folding this one over the other side, and I was taping it when I was playing a game. But that was from a direct hit with a puck I took one time when I was guarding a post. The insides, even the insides look pretty good. The big reason I'm updating this gear is the knee cradles on these. It's nothing you're gonna be able to see. You'd have to feel it. But on the inside there, there's just nothing left. Where when you go down on the ice, your knee's right in there, and there's nothing left in there. I was having about a 2-month span where my knees were just killing me after I was done playing, and I was like, man, I thought, well, maybe, you know, maybe my legs are just wore out from playing a lot. And the one game I was feeling my knees actually dragging on the ice when I was sliding back and forth, and that's when I took a look at the knee cradles and seen they were just shot. They were total. There was nothing left in there, and I was just playing straight on the ice with my legs, and that was taking its toll. And you're already, you know, a little wore out after the game. You don't need anything added that you know, really that you could avoid. So the inside of the pads, other than that knee cradle, that's really the thing that went on these. I mean, the straps and stuff, yeah, they do break. I really never had any problem with the leather straps. It was just this one here on this pad. Other than that, I never had anything really break on these pads. But yeah, you can see how many shots, you know, with all the marks and everything. And we're gonna get into some numbers here. I thought would be pretty fun, just to see what kind of abuse these pads really took. So there you get an overall look at everything. And the leg pads, I'd probably have to give them probably a solid 8 out of 10, just because I don't know any better. And you don't want to go, you know, you don't want to go to 10 because, like I said, you can't go anywhere from there. But I definitely wouldn't go. They rotate it very well. Always felt good, and it's sad that I got updating my pads. You know, these I started at the beginning of my career with these here, and they're the only pads I've used. So let's get into the numbers. I thought this would be pretty cool to talk about. But anyways, I was averaging. For me, I averaged I would go with 2.5 times I'd play a week. I just came up with that number because I was playing every Thursday. I have a league game. I play every Friday. Sundays were rotating. There for a while I played Mondays. I played opens Friday nights and Saturday nights. I was playing all over the place constantly. So I'm going to go with playing 2.5 times a week times just shy of 3 years. So we're going to go with about 150 weeks. When you times that, you come out to 375 times played. Now that's a lot. That's over a year playing every single day. Now that 375, say I at least play, because my league games are an hour. the groups I play in are usually about an hour and a half. So let's times that by about 1.5. Come out to about 562 and a half hours. But there's some more impressive numbers than that. Let's go to 2.5 times the 150. So you got the 375 times played. League games, because they do actually track our statistics every game, which is pretty cool. They have box scores and everything. They keep your career numbers. And I know in leagues, I'm facing 30 shots a game. So that 375, we could take it times 30. But what we're going to do is, because in the groups, I face a lot more shots. I mean, I could face 50 to 60 shots in some of these groups. So we're just going to go with 40. We're going to go 375 times played times 40 shots. And now we got 15,000 shots. So I potentially, and I believe I at least faced that, because you got warm-ups thrown in there. 15,000 shots in these pads. That's a lot. Now, the other one you got to factor in is how many times do they come down the ice. And I'm going down guarding the post, or I'm going down into the butterfly and the shot's blocked, or the shot misses the net. So how many times did I really go down in these to wear out them knee cradles? And if I face 15,000 shots, I know when I play, there's a lot of times they come into the zone. I'm working hard and never actually face a shot. So I'd have to double that number. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'd bet on it that I went down in butterfly or something on the ice at least 30,000 times in these pads. So, yeah, I think I got every penny out of that. I'm sure you could divide that there by the total cost and see how much times, see how much it cost me every time I went down. But that'd be ridiculous. But overall, great set of pads. They're gonna find a spot on the wall here in the garage. With you know, so I'm not gonna get rid of them. I'm gonna hold on to them, and just a lot of memories for me with these pads. And starting out, never playing hockey before, just saying one day, hey, I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna buy some pads, I'm gonna try to play goalie, play some ice hockey, and that's where it started for me. And 3 years ago, just about, I bought these, and yeah, I've been in a league for 2.5 years and constantly playing. So got every penny I could out of these, and I really do love it. As a set, overall, I'd have to give it probably like an 8.5, somewhere around there, because there's something you can't. There's a value you can put on that you can't put on a pair of broken-in pads when you put them on, that just feel right. And that's really why I held on to these pads for so long, is because, number one, I mean, they are expensive to buy new stuff, but you just get comfortable in them. It's kind of like people know you by your pads. I know I do when I look across the ice and see a goalie from another team. You just know them by their pads. So, you know, you get known for that, and you just feel comfortable in them and you like them. And it's tough, you know. But the final decision for me was when it started to blow my knees out with the knee cradle, and that's when I believe it was time. But yeah, overall, great set of pads. I'm gonna have a review coming up soon with my new pads. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. It's a really nice set there. I'm gonna be getting. So I think I have played my last time on these pads, and it definitely enjoyed using them. So overall, good rating on them. If you can still pick this stuff up somewhere in a store, it is a couple years old now, I definitely recommend it. But just yeah, just keep watching for the next video, and I appreciate you guys watching. And that there's probably you know, the last time I used these was in a league game last night, so they're pretty much retired, and they'll find a spot in the wall. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching.